Hey guys, how are you doing? Sorry, you're gonna join me in my food prep today uh, while I share with you one of the things that's really keeping your life running around in circles. You're running around in circles. Just gonna share this real quick before I share what I am thinking. Because I saw it today and I thought, whoa, I gotta share this. I gotta say something about this. Because seriously, yeah, lots of people are choosing this kind of lifestyle and it is keeping them behind. So allow me to finish this off. Hey, if you're joining me, say hello so I can say hello back. I have something that anyhow, if I have not shared to a group, that's okay. Hey, hi Peace, how are you? Hi Krista, how are you doing? Say hello as you come on, because I'm gonna share something interesting and you can share this. Now today I shared a picture to a group I think a couple of days ago, and today I kind of read comments about it. It was a funny situation. I'm doing food prep in the meantime. I just don't want to make too much noise with the knife. So what I found interesting was this was a turntable. There is this turntable thing going around where brides and grooms and couples are going on the turntable and standing on the turntable and doing their thing, like dancing or whatever. And people get concerned and they're like, oh, what if they fall off? Oh, what if they fall off? Oh, until somebody falls off and breaks their back. Now, here is the thing. I find a lot of people think about the negative. Always when something is being done, they think of the negative. So somebody is on the turntable and the thought is, until somebody falls and breaks their back. And I find a lot of people approach situations, challenges, projects, all that stuff, they approach it thinking of the worst. What's the worst that could happen? What if I fall? What if I don't pass my exams? What if I fail? What if I do this? It's all the negative and it rubs me the wrong way. When I hear that, what if this doesn't work out? What if, you cannot approach life thinking, what if it doesn't work out? That is the number one dream killer, because every time you give reasons why something won't work out, you will find them. You will find the reasons why something won't work out. Honestly. So try and think about things that you're going into and ask yourself, what if it works out? So that bride and groom that are on the turntable, what if they don't fall? What if they have a blast? What if this is the beginning of the bliss in their relationship? You can't approach life thinking of all the negative things that could happen. And this, the other thing that I wanted to raise is the cycle. So this puts you in this cycle of never having anything good happen to you. Why? Because you're always thinking about, what if things don't work? What if I talk to this person and they don't listen? What if he doesn't buy? What if no one watches my live video? What if, giving yourself all the 100 reasons, what if something doesn't work? You can't live on what ifs and what if the negative. Honestly, that is not just the beginning, but it's the recipe. It's the recipe of failure, because you will find those reasons, what if things don't work out, and you will definitely do nothing about your life because you've thought about all the bad things that could happen. You don't think about any of the good things that could happen. What's the worst that could happen if you changed your life? What's the worst thing that could happen if you started your business? What's the first thing that could happen if you shared your gift with the world? So think about that. Think about what would happen if you shared your gift with the world. What if 100 people saw you and felt that you're the greatest thing that ever happened to them since sliced bread? What if things worked out? Hi Tilda, how are you doing? We can't live on what ifs and give ourselves 100 reasons why things don't work. It's really, really, you're not doing yourself any service. You're not doing your children any service. You're just putting yourself in this funny cycle of all the negative things, because honestly, you get sick and it's like, what if I don't get well? What if so and so dies? What if this happens? What if my car breaks down? What if? No. Honestly, find a good what if. What if I get to my job and I get a promotion? What if I get to use my gifts? What if somebody gets to hear that I have this amazing gift and they hire me? What if I get 5 people watching my live? What if this happens? Think of all the good things that could happen. Stop pooping on your party. If you're putting something together, if you're trying to get a job, if you're trying to move to a new country, if you're trying to do whatever you're trying to do, stop worrying about what if it does not work. Because honestly, what you put your mind on is what is going to expand for you. Only that which you put your mind on is what will expand. If you approach a situation thinking that the worst is going to happen, the worst happens and it confirms to you that yes, you were right, that the worst was going to happen, and yes, you were right, because your focus was on the worst that was going to happen. So I just encourage you, don't focus on the negative things. The thing is, life will happen whether you want it to or not. People will die, people will get sick, jobs will be lost, jobs will be got. That happens. So it's not about, life will happen no matter what. No matter what, life's going to happen to you. Relationships break down, a loved one leaves you, a loved one passes away, cancer is on the rise, things like that will always happen. There is no way we can, life will happen no matter what. There is one of the greatest people that I've followed, and he passed away a while back, Dr. Wayne Dyer. He said life is suffering, because life is suffering. But because life's going to happen no matter what, it doesn't mean that you focus on the negative things. You need to be able to get over the happening of life, because life will always happen no matter what. So what? So what are you going to do about it? So don't beat yourself up for the things that are going to happen. Don't start talking about what if the negative happens. You talk about the negative, you actually invite it into your life. So I encourage you guys, man, don't poop on your party. Don't poop on your parade. It is yours. No one's gonna lift you out. I could speak the way I speak, and I go away, and you get back into your dump self, your tears and stuff. That can continue happening. No one is gonna pick you up but yourself. So you better learn the tools and techniques to pick yourself up. Stay out of situations where those what ifs are always going into the negative space. What if I don't get that job? What if I get deported? What if get sick? Not necessary. What if I don't lose weight? I'm sure you're gonna lose it, and I bet you have. But you can't go to the workout thinking, what if I don't? Not helpful at all. You're just pooping on your own parade. So hey guys, hopefully everything works out for you. Those who've never met me, Dr. Miriam Sekandi is my name, and I hang out here in the Break Free Zone, and my job is very simple. It's to help you find the light in you, help you light it up, put oxygen in that spark that is seated in your heart that you're sitting on, and instead of you showing up, you are allowing other people to rule your life. And I do this with mindset coaching, self-empowerment training and coaching, and energy healing. Those of you who don't know what energy healing is, you need to hit me up, because it's one of the most amazing things. And I tell people, if you don't know what energy is, try walking into a party. And I bet you all of you have walked into a room full of people, a room full of it's a party room. You get there and you feel like you don't belong and you just want to leave, because the energy in the space does not feel right for you. And then you go to another party and someone else might think it's flopped. There's like few people and you have a blast because the energy is right. Now, we all have the energy around us. We all have our energy body. We have our emotional body. We have our physical body and all. We have the cosmic body, different kinds of bodies, and the energy around us. Even physics has proven the energy around. If you've walked into an empty building, let's say you're going to move, or you're moving into a house. Nobody walks into a new house and they open the door and they're like, yay! Most people open going like this. They're wondering like what's behind that door. And you get into a house that has nothing in it and it feels eerie. The energy does not feel right at all. And then you start filling this building with things, furniture and all other things, and you find that it starts to feel like home. So what that feeling like home is you've actually raised the vibration of the building or the home, and the energy is right. So yes, T, thank you. I can see the effects of your work. Thank you. Yes, I just share what what's on my heart, the positive energy. Yes, we feel so sorry for ourselves and we get stuck with what happened in the past. Absolutely. People get so stuck in the past as if the past is in your present. Yes, the past was once your present, but you can't stay there. And and an experience in the past doesn't mean that it defines you. It's just happened in the past. How you respond is the most important thing, because like I said, life will happen no matter what. Life will happen. You like it or not, life will happen to you. Those of us who've lost loved ones, we know life happens, but it doesn't mean that it's about your response, how you respond. Are you going to stay in a state of grief? Are you going to stay in a state of despair, stress, depression? And how does that help to move you forward? T has a question. How do we stay positive always? I think I did a video about raising your vibration yesterday or the day before. How to stay positive. One of the greatest ways to stay positive is yes. We wonder why me? Why me? No. That's life. Life is like that. That's how it's meant to happen. Even if you look at a tree will shed its leaves. They will turn yellow, they will fall off, new ones will come. That's life, man. That's life. But yeah, how do we stay positive? A big thing, I'll give you one big thing, or one way to stay positive is gratitude. If you don't know how to be, to show gratitude and to be grateful, gratitude is not automatic. It is something that you really have to do work on. You have to mindfully sit down, sometimes with a pen and paper, and ask yourself, what are the things I need to be grateful for? Some things we take for granted. We even take our breath for granted. We even take this technology for granted. So we need to make a simple list of the things we need to be grateful for. Yes, the reason why it's hard to stay positive when people and things keep on disappointing us is we forget and give our power away. Yes, T, we forget and give our power away. When you give your power away to other people, you find yourself disappointed and staying in a state of despair and disappointment and depression. And that's why I said your response is what matters. You need to show yourself love. Self-love is very, very important. Self-love is very, very important, whereby you need to know your worth. You need to know your value. You need to know your value. If you do not value yourself, it is going to be very, very hard for you to stay positive, because people will always disappoint you. But don't give them your power. When I'm dealing with people, I deal with people in the moment. I love them as they are. And when they disappoint me, it doesn't throw me off, because I know that happens. That's life. People do that. People disappoint. And other people are great. So you don't give them your power. Know your worth and know your why. Because every time you allow yourself to be drawn into situations whereby you're walking around and getting mad at T because she did this to you and she did that to you, what ends up happening is you're walking around. You've heard the saying of you take poison and hope the other person dies. So when you forgive, sometimes you forgive people. Actually, for me, I don't even think about it as forgiving personally. I do what they call sending love. I send love. I love sending love to people no matter the circumstances. You piss me off, I will send you love. Because for me, when I send you love, it is how I release myself. It's how I release myself. It's not easy. Man, changing your life, changing your mindset, self-development is not easy. Nobody ever deceives you that it's easy. Nobody deceives you that forgiving somebody is easy or loving someone when they've hurt you is easy. It's not. But you do it because it releases you, and then it raises your vibration, and you're at a different kind of radio station than they are. You're not walking at their level. You raise your vibration and you're walking at a higher vibration. And when you do that, you actually open up opportunities for you. But when you stay with, the mango in your heart, in your neck, and that hardness in your heart, you block all opportunities that would come to you. But I open up my heart and I'm like, I send this person love. I have different ways I send love. You would have to come into my energy healing class to learn some of those ways. But I send the person love, and I send that love until my heart is at peace. And then I move on, I vibe higher, I just go to the next level, walk up there, and I allow it's kind of like going from in a department store where you go to the next department store level, and then you see other things, and you meet other people. Like, don't be tied to people who are keeping you down. They are just weighing you down. Don't force yourself to be attached to people. Every time you try to please a person, you're allowing yourself to be at their level. Vibe higher. There are people at this level. You will meet people. I have let go of people, and I have met amazing people. Right now, I'm hanging out with people that even end of last year, I would not even have thought of hanging out with. But right now, I will hang out with them. I will learn from them. They call me up and encourage me and raise me up, Haruna is saying, my spirit already is free for some few days whenever I hear you speak. Oh, nice to know. Nice to know that you're free for some few days. You know what, Haruna, you cannot stay few days. You have to learn. And this is why, sometimes you have to learn tools and tricks on how to stay in a positive space constantly, no matter what comes at you. It doesn't mean that those situations don't come. They do come at you, but it is your response. So you have to learn different ways of responding. And there is no single way of responding. One time, depending on how people come at you, there are people who will come and want to hurt your kids, and other people who will come at you, and other people who will come at you at work or in social settings. So different settings will will bring in different people in your life, but your response cannot also be the same. You need a bag of tools, a bag of tricks to be able to deal with those different circumstances, you know. And you know, people say, yes, it is good to be angry. It is. I don't say it is good to be angry. I say it is human, but it takes it's natural, but it takes a supernatural approach. You need to be extraordinary. You need to tap into your supernatural. You're all supernatural. Funny enough, people believe in God, but then they like to stay in the natural state. They believe in God. They know God is their father. They know God is within them. They know God is around them. He takes care of them. But then they live a life of a natural life. So, if God is your father and he's omnipotent and he's supernatural and he's extraordinary, you, his child, why can't you be? You know? You have that for you. You have that going for you. Good morning from Uganda. Yeah. How are you? It's not morning. It is 7:30 right now and I'm making dinner, chopping up onions, going to make a vegetable dish for my family. So yeah, you guys are way ahead of me by many hours. Yes, God is with it. God is you. That's all I say. You are. He's not just within you. He is. You are. You are. You are. We all are. We all belong to that one thread. It's kind of like a river. We all belong to that river. We are all flowing in that same river called God. You know? So when you're going through those tough times, remember that. Remember that, you know, you cannot give away your power to people. You can't. Like, vibe higher. Vibe higher. Learn to let go. And, you know, here is the biggest thing. People hear messages. They learn things, but they keep doing the life that they were doing before. You cannot, it's kind of like moving from grade 1 to grade 2 and you still want to do grade 1 work. You still want to do kindergarten work. You know, when you're adding in grade 1, you're adding 1 plus 1 across. Then you get to a point where you're adding from top to bottom, where you're adding more numbers, you know, 2 numbers, 3, 4, you're adding. You know, you have to allow your life to get to that point. You can't expect change if you keep leading the life. You have to say, you know, if I'm switching from this kind of, I had to switch from a certain kind of friend that I had, you know, and when I switch from that friend, I get new friends, I get new values, I get new way of life, I get new approaches to life. I do life differently. So you have to be willing. Change is not something you go to for a few days and go back to your old ways. You have to be open, willing, and determined to move to the next level. When you're on the second floor, don't start shopping for things that are on the first floor. Don't start looking. If toys are on the first floor and you have women's clothes on the second floor, you're looking for women's clothes. Don't start looking for toys on the women's floor, unless they're different kind of toys. But yeah, not children's toys. Those won't be there. So think of it that way. You know, think of it that way. Be open. Be willing to change. Be willing to allow your life to take that next level. Be willing to get to that next level. Be willing to give that to yourself. So unless there's somebody with a question, anyone with a question before I go off? Where are your comments? Hey, Maliza, Kathy, Fred, T, Josephine. How are you, Josephine? Jacob, how are you doing, bro? How are you? Been a while. Yeah. Say hello. Hey, Sue, how are you? Krista, peace. Questions, any questions? Maybe I can answer, maybe not. I don't know. I will pass if I can't. Any questions? None? Okay. I'm going to say bye-bye because I need to make dinner. Habi will be waiting. He made his lovely breakfast, so I need to be a good wife, good partner, and make him dinner too. Okay, no questions. So thank you for joining me, guys. I can't take your presence for granted. I know. Hey, Guma, how are you doing? You are born again. Good for you. Good for you. How can I forgive myself for being angry at my mom? Why are you angry at your mom? That's my first question. Why are you angry at your mom? And I'm not saying you shouldn't be. I'm not saying you shouldn't be. I'll give you an example while you type that, and maybe it will help you. Somebody posted a question in one of the groups and was kind of angry at her mom because her mom was mistreated her. And my question was, what's your mom going through? So sometimes situations like where parents do things to children are because the parents have gone through things themselves and they've never gotten an opportunity to heal. So they don't know how to handle what they are going through themselves. So they take it out on you, and you think it's about you and them, but it's not actually about you and them. It's about your situation. So whatever happened for your mother, and then she passed it on to you. So when we do energy healing, for example, we don't just do you. We do even ancestral, because you carry with you in your DNA, you carry ancestral stuff that needs to go. You carry DNA from people, so you carry ancestral stuff that needs to go. So when we do healing, we support you, but we also support the ancestral stuff, because there are things that, like, your mother went through and maybe she's passing on to you and you're not aware. It was your mistake. Well, if it's your mistake, then why are you angry at your mother? You need to forgive yourself first. And then you can, and sometimes all it takes is standing in the mirror and talking to yourself and saying, hey, Martha, I'm so sorry about what happened, this and this and this. Or grab a journal. I talk about release journaling. You know that, Martha. I've spoken about release journaling. You can do that in a journal, and then actually don't keep it. Grab a writing pad, and on the writing pad, just write out, just pour out your heart, whatever happened, where you think it's coming from, and all that, and burn it. Burn it. You don't need to keep it in your journal. You don't need to keep it. But yeah, don't hold on to anger at parents. Don't even some of your children will be angry at you because of your behavior, but they don't even know why you did things the way you did them. Some of you are doing things that you don't even know why you're doing them, but because that is how you were raised. So you keep doing the same things that you were raised with, and carry them forward to your children. So, send yourself love, lots and lots and lots and lots of love, Martha. Send yourself lots of love, and then send Mama lots of love. Hi, Nelson, how are you doing? So yeah, love on everybody, love on Mama, love on the people around you. If you don't know how to do that, check on me inbox. I'm gonna give you a free tool, Martha, for that. That you could use. Otherwise, for the rest of you, I can't take your time for granted. For those who are already in Sunday, happy Sunday. Hope you can go and worship in the different ways that you do. Worshiping is good. And remember gratitude. Grab a paper. Men, I usually like to talk to men because men sometimes think this is woman's work. No. Men struggle with a lot of stress and depression, and you try to cover it up because your culture has taught you not to show vulnerability. We want to show that you're strong. We all know you hurt. We all know you cry. We all know you're dealing with things inside of you. We know that. So guys, stop hiding this from yourself. Grab a freaking piece of paper and write down everything you're grateful for. From the pillow you put your head on, to the blanket that you're using, to the food to your job, to your shoes, everything, single thing that you do. Please, please, please be thankful for it. And that is gratitude. Looking even at that list, you can even keep that list and keep adding to it and read it to yourself every day. It is very, very important to practice gratitude. Even if it's for the sunshine, for the leaves that you're looking at, for the fact that your eyes can see, show gratitude. So this self-development is not just for women. Women find it easier to go to. Guys struggle because of a lot of cultural programming and social programming and the fear to say, oh, what will people think, or what will people say if they see me doing this, and so you give yourself all these excuses. But none of those people come running to you when you're falling apart in depression and stress. So, just so you know, guys, otherwise I will let you guys go. You need to go, especially my peeps in Uganda. I salute you. Thanks for tuning in. And please, 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 don't forget to be grateful and be thankful to the Almighty for what He's given us, to the people around you for what they've done for us, and to yourself for showing up for you today. So I'll let you go. Make my dinner. Okay. Bye-bye. Dr. Miriam Sekandi here in the Break-Free Zone, and wishing you a happy end of Saturday for those in North America, and in the rest of the world, happy Sunday.